Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to attempt to work with some of these index cards and do some spray stains on them. I've been trying a few here off screen and they just aren't turning out right. The one that I did for the 5 item challenge, I love how it turned out and I can't get it to work right. So this is what I did here. I did just about 3 or 4 sprays, and then I did some of the mica, and that's the mica one here that I used, and I'm thinking these are the right spray stains that I used. So I'm trying to get that effect again, and of course we're going to be using that stamp. Then I have a few that I'm going to leave empty or unstamped on so I can use them for the butterfly journal. So, that's what I'm attempting. Well, also, as you heard maybe in one of my previous videos, I went by the shop. I did not get a journal to use for the sneaky peeks. So I'm still digging out of my stash over there to show you things. Now, this little guy was a Roxy's Weekly Challenge, week 25. And you used the 12 by 12. I'm still trying to figure out what part of the 12 by 12 is in here. I know it's 12 inches wide before you fold it and everything. And it's about 7 inches tall. So I'm guessing the other part is where you flip it around. So that's 7, 8.5 so far. And then, I don't know, I guess you use the other parts maybe as tucks or something, the tags, something along those lines. I did use some pretty washi. I've got butterfly washi and a floral washi there on the side and inside here. It's got die cuts on it, like I got a die cut here. I've got a button that holds it shut, as you saw, the National Herbarium of New South Wales, some label from out of one of my kits. We have a die cut here with some really loud colors. And I love this kind of a distressy background. That's some papers I have in a certain pad. And it's like natural or surfaces. I think it's what it's called, surfaces. I love it. I think I got it at Walmart. So this is one of those papers that's out of my germanium gardenia book, and it has like a pearlescent sheen to it. I don't know if you can see that. uh, I guess it's still writable. But what I had thought about, here's a couple more die cuts. What I had thought about is to do, I'm going to do some of these for the shop, put a little signature in there, and then it's a little closing booklet, journal, whatever you want to call it. I thought that was cute. I never thought to do that with it before. So, of course, leave me the drill if you want to see that done. Um, Let me get my big old splat box up here. So we got peeled paint, shaded lilac. Yep. Those are the stress spray stains. And then these two are oxides. Mermaid Lagoon and Peacock Feathers. And then we have the 3 micas, which I have Tarnished Brass, Ominous Twilight, and Fortune Teller. Let's see if we can do this again. Well, the big index cards just don't seem, they suck up all the ink. So I have no clue what's going on there. These do better. They're newer. Those other ones are old as the hills. So that could be the problem. So what we're going to do first is spray the backs here. I left the lined part in case it doesn't get that messed up. I can write on it, But we're going to do a little bit of a spray to get a base down. Then we're going to get in here with some of our colors. And maybe what I want to do is not load it down with too many colors. And I'm using a certain color in a certain area. There. And I'm always wiping my little nose off after I get done. Here is the peacock fit, no, Mermaid Lagoon. So we're going to do her up in here. I'm I know it looks like it's going on pretty heavy. I'm going to do a dab with my paper towel here at the end. Oh, God, went right over top of it. Whoops. All right. More water is needed desperately. Let's see what we can do here. So it'll run. There we go. Now I'm going to get in here and put some spray stain. Mica spray. I'm going to go ahead and use this real pretty one. Oh, yeah. Look at it. Look at it run. It's chicken. It's running. Oh, all right. Thank you so much for coming to visit. I tried this once before, and it just doesn't seem to be working. So we're trying it again. And you always want to shake up these mica sprays because everything's settled in the bottom. Now, I don't know if that one... I think this is a little bit too dry for this one to really... Oh, there we go. To take hold really well. But I wanted that little bit of tarnished brass to come out there. Okay. I don't think I'm going for the darker purple. Oh, maybe a tad. Maybe a tad right up there. Oh, see, it's so... Oh, it's so dark. All right. So what we're going to do is a little bit more spraying. And then I think what I'm going to try this time is to put this on here like that. And I'm going to see if I could pick up a lot of that so it doesn't get wasted. Now see, I've already messed up the back, which that's okay. I mean, I can always put 2 and 2 together. Now see, that doesn't look too bad, but it's awfully pale. Awfully pale. And it gets muddy. That's what happens with your spray stains. They get a tad muddy. Whereas the oxides will sit right on top of everybody. All right, let's set those 2 up here. And we're going to hit these 2 with the heat gun here. And then I'm going to put a paper towel over them. And see if I can dab some of that excess off of them. And see if I can recount what I did before. I just don't understand why I can't get that same result. I'm going to tip it so I can get a lot of that drainage off of there. Whee! That's running. And you can always get in here with the tip of a towel and pull some of that off of your edge if you didn't want to tip all your color off. Just dab at it. I think that's how I've seen Tim do it. He kind of just dabs at it. Here I need to do some dabbing. Yeah, there we go. This right here in this corner needed some loosening up. Okay. And that one as well. This is a complete science that you just don't know what you're going to get anytime you go in here. Which I do like the colors. This one's a little on the darker side. I don't like that blue there. Let's get rid of that. Woo, okay. And get rid of that on the edge. Yeah. There. Now, let me see about dabbing that with a paper towel. And pulling the rest of that color off of there we don't want. Oh, man. Let's go this way. So, dab, 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 dab. that was in between. So, yeah, that didn't turn out too bad. I'm pulling off a little bit more of that mica than I want to, so I may get back in there and add a tad more. Let's see if we got some shine going on. Oh, we got some shine. Oh yeah, I think there's enough. Let me get in here with a little bit more air. All right, now I'd like to get some more of this, the gold to stand out. Tarnished brass. Let's see what I can get to come out here. Do I have any left? Okay, that looks good. That's good. My finger's already colored. And I think we're going to be good with that. Okay, I don't know if this appeals to you, but where I've got this paper towel in here, I've wet it a little bit, and it's got a pattern on it. So I'm picking up the pattern and seeing if I can get it to adhere pretty well to the back. And so far, it looks like a hot mess, but I may be able to save it. I don't know. You see how it kind of picks up that pattern? That's not too bad. You can always go back in, press a little harder, and see if it could, yeah, it's kind of natural looking. If that's the word you want to use. So, we are done with the spraying. I got 4 here, and we're going to see what we can do with them. Okay, I'm not sure if you've ever seen how to do a re-inker on your pad, but my ground espresso, I needed to add some more to it. So I just kind of squirted some lines on the top here, not too many, and then you kind of just use an old credit card and you kind of go back and forth across the top of it, and you just keep going back and forth until it kind of all soaks in. The top is the only part you need to worry about. Don't worry about the sides. But you just keep turning it and working it, and it'll finally all go down in there. I've got quite a bit still on the top and on the edge of my card. But it was just, once the pad goes and you have to start using the re-inker, it just doesn't seem like you can keep the ink in it that long. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to be that way. All right. Now, you just have to watch. When you start using it, you're going to have to watch that you don't overload your dabber and give yourself too much. But I needed to do the back sides. These two are needing to be recovered because I got a big old stripe on that one, a purple, and this ugly there. But this one doesn't look too bad, and neither does this one. So I was thinking I would get in here with a little bit of ink and see what I could do here. Once you add a little bit of ink, it kind of helps make it look like it makes more sense. And then you can always add more ink inside as well, like in here, in some of these emptier spots. So it looks like it's got that color all the way around. Yeah. But this is for our back side. And then we're going to do something else for the front side. Now, if it doesn't look like that went in very well, you need to do another treatment, maybe. Maybe your pad is just really, really dry. I haven't had to really add, you know, the re-inker that often to mine. I don't believe I've had this ground espresso more than about 6 months, so you would hope it would work that long, you know. Okay. The story of the day is going to be about pillow crowns. I don't know if y'all have ever heard it, but it's like an Appalachia kind of a, what would you call it, tradition, I suppose? Yeah. guess you would want to call that a tradition, because my grandma and grandpa both came from over there. Now, from my understanding, at the house that grandma ended up in, the one that they actually owned over here in Swope, she had a box or a baggie, Dad said, that had 2 pillow crowns in it. Now, the way a pillow crown is formed, it's formed when you sleep on a feather pillow about all your life, you know. And when you pass away, they'll open this pillow and they'll find these, and it's like a little circle, and all of these feathers are molded together in like a spiral. And it's so cool. You'll have to look it up online to see a picture of it. I've got one on my computer. If I can think about it, I'll pull it up and then let you see it at the end here, if I can find it. I know it's on my Facebook page. Okay, so anyhow, while I'm inking the outside of, or the outside of this, I'll keep telling you about it. Now, what I understand was that the 2 that my grandma had in a baggie were her mother and father. They called them Mam and Pap. So that was theirs. But from what I understood, there was some small ones. So it may have been 2 points of time. You know, you get these stories, and there's always something that's kind of a little off key about them, and you have to figure out the mystery of them. So there was another time that my Uncle Harrison, who lived in the house and fixed it up a whole lot later after Grandma had died and everything, he got it and started fixing it and everything. He said that there was a box in like a little cubby hole in the wall somewhere, and it had a big one in it, and then it had 2 small ones. And then again, I heard it was a big one and one small one for her daughter, for her and her daughter, my grandma and Lily. And Lily died about age 11. So, yeah. I guess they brought this tradition with them from over in Appalachia. But they would open the pillows after the person had died, and they would find these things, and it's like the stems of them had woven together or molded together. It's the oddest thing. Now, I know you've heard of, you know, mourning jewelry, where they'll actually cut somebody's hair and wear the hair. They actually braid it or fix it into jewelry of some type, and they'll wear it in memory of the person that passed away. Now, my family didn't do that, but it's just another one of those crazy traditions that, you know, you would never think to do. I guess this is something that was passed on and down the line to think to do this kind of thing. By their ancestors and the ancestors before them. I'm not too sure about this, but I'm going in with this villainous potion. I'm seeing if I can get that. Oh, yeah. Get that one little edge that I like, you know. Now, if you don't like the backs of yours when you get them done, there's other ways to fix them. You can put a little bit of napkin on the back of them, like we've done before with other things. And you can do a little collaging. You can actually put 2 back to back, like glue 2 of them together like that, because these are flimsy. So if you wanted to do that, that would be a good idea as well. Adding strength, and you don't always have to decorate both sides. This could be your side to write on. Okay. Yeah, I like that edge. That dark edge kind of saved this. Because that other... Oh! Sorry. The wilted violet is a little... it's a little berryish. You know, it's got a little more maroon in it than I want. So this is helping it out. Now our next step will be to do the stamping. I have a whole lot more behind me over here, but I'm not going to worry about them at the moment. I will show you them so you can see all the varied different ways that they will turn out. And there's a lot. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that back on my vintage photo. I've got several of my colors up here. I've got a gathered twigs, vintage photo, and ground espresso. They're on hand at all times because all three of them, it just depends on what color you want to go with. All right, we're going to get our stamp block out here and pull out this one and see what we can do. I think that I might go with a archival ink on this, because if I touch a wet ink, a distress ink onto these, and it's wet, you know, it's going to react. So archival is the way to go. Okay, here's my little box of archival ink. It is just some kind of a bakery box that we had, and I turned it into this. I just ripped the label off the top of it, and I'm using it for my inks. I got another one down in here, but here's the one I'm going to use. Of course, I've got these other colors in here, but I don't think they'll be dark enough. I think I've got a white here, and I've got a, what is that, watering can. That's a gray. I've got a brown, but I don't know how strong that is because I was using it a lot for a while. But I think the black will do the best because that's what I used on the other one. Okay, let's get in here and see what we can see. See how pretty that is? That mica spray gets in there, and some of the time it bleeds into the other, so it thins out and kind of coats the whole thing. We don't want that on there. But what we'll need to do here is ink up. Let me get you a little closer and see if I can do better that way. I've been trying to remember to come in and go out, you know, to give you, so it doesn't look like it's 5 miles away, you know, on Pluto. So we're going to try it this way. Okay. And sometimes you want to move it around so you got, there's a juicier part of the pad in certain areas. So sometimes you want to just move it around so you get a good coverage. Okay. Let's go. I think I'm going to go with the green side because I'm picturing him in the swamp flying around his lily pad. Do I have a lily pad? No, I don't think I do. I was going to say that would make a good accompanying stamp to go along with him. Yeah. Let's see. I want to make sure I push it down really good. Keep it going. Keep compressing. He'll start breathing here in a minute. All right. There we go. The only problem is mica spray does not, it doesn't like ink. It doesn't like you to go over top of it. I've noticed that in the past. Let's see how this one will do. This doesn't have as much mica on it, so let's see how this reacts. It's kind of like, let's experiment with Dr. Rhoda. Oh. Yeah, that's the only problem. It's a beautiful covering for your page, but you have to think of the pros and the cons. Okay, let's see if we can get this on here and see how this goes. Ah. I got a feeling this one's going to do a whole lot better. Okay. Oh, yeah. See, that's I went a little overboard with the mica spray on that one. You can see one's a lot darker than the other. But that's okay. Live and learn. All right. This one is going to turn out nice right there because it's a nice light spot. think if I have anything else I could stamp on some of those others I got back here. Because I do have a few that's really nice and light. I've just always loved this dragonfly. We have him come out in the pond. There's a little larva that he'll walk around the pond and live in there all winter long. And then he'll come and he'll keep eating bugs or critters or whatever he eats in there. And he gets bigger and bigger. And then he finally will form into a dragonfly. I think it's around May I see him flying around. And I remember there's this one time we saw tons of them out in the sky just flying. That was in the fall, though. Well, I kind of like the way he turned out. This one's my best one so far. So, note to self, not as much mica spray. Now that one, I don't know. I might wait. Why not? Let's just go ahead and do it. I don't know what else I got put on there. I don't know if you saw my previous video where I told you I got this. It's clear, glossy film. I thought I was getting paper, like a dress label paper. So you got this clear, glossy stuff, and you have to use Stays-On ink because it's a shiny surface. Well, I had printed some stuff out. Now this is Botanic Collage. I really like this one. Now I have a pretty butterfly here and on either end. This one he's kind of hanging off. I've also got this really pretty flower. And they're about this much of the picture. Now, it will show the pretty colors underneath. And I used that one in my little planner. So maybe we'll use this one. I'll go ahead and use a flower on here instead of a butterfly. Let's see how that turns out. I'm going to turn it just a little bit because I didn't stamp it quite straight. So I was lining that line up with the top. There we go. Now you can always come back in here with more stamps. Okay, my next one is Papillon. And we're going to take this little strip of butterflies and put them down here. And this big strip, which I'm not going to get them all. I'll get 3 of them. And we're going to put them right there. And it's another one of my favorite ones. Okay, this one gets the little one. And we're going to put it like right there. Yeah, I think it'll go. It might hit that little bit right there, but I think we're fine. We'll make it work. Right. Tim Gunn. I used to love to watch him on Project Runway. That's one of my favorite shows. I don't remember it coming on last year. When did it come on? I must have missed it. I've actually got it on, we're supposed to play and save when it does come on. But he's not on there anymore. Heidi Klum is not on there anymore. Oh, gosh. See, that just had too much. But it's nice and mellow. A very mellow look. I think this is the better one of these. So let's try this one. And how do we want to do it? We want to do the top 3 or the bottom 3? I think we'll do the top 3. It looks better with that big one at the bottom. But I just love to see them create. And it's fascinating to me to see what they can come up with. Especially the unconventional items challenge, I think it's called. Where they have to go and shop somewhere and use stuff that they would never, ever otherwise use. I think one time they were in like a kid's toy store, and I forget where else I've seen them go, but some of the stuff they come up with is just gorgeous. Working on the fly. I guess is one of my creative bents where I like to see stuff like that. All right. That butterfly did not get half of his wing on there. Rats. All right, how else could we do this? Let's see if we can put him back down on here as close as we can get. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Oh, look. Oh. Luck of the draw. Oh, and I got that other one in there. Oh, well. That's okay. He wanted to join the party, but he wasn't invited. Okay. Okay, for our next one, we're going to eccentric. And I'm going to use this one. It's like a bunch of date stamps. And then I want to use this 5. I haven't used that 5 yet. I really want to use it. This is really coated in the tarnished brass over here. So we're going to juice this baby up good. And see if we can get it to where it's going to go down through that mica spray. Okay, I'm going to do it right here. Maybe right here. Okay, put it down. Just so it's got a little bit of something different on here, you know. See, that mica just sucks it in. Oh, well. Then my next one is this one. And he's going to go on the outside down here. So let's see what we can do. Yeah, note to self. Calm it with the mica sprays. Oh, I'm thinking since this might go on better because it's bolder. A whole lot bolder. At least that's what I'm hoping. Okay. A lot better. Yeah, because it's bolder. I guess it really sunk in. Okay, good. Well, now, what I was thinking to do, I've got one more stamp set I think I'm going to use, but I might go over this with a little bit of stenciling. And you know my favorite, Harlequin. My Harlequins. Okay, let's go ahead and I think we'll choose the dark one. And we're just going to kind of tap a little bit up here in this upper corner. Give a little bit of more interest to the back because there's nothing here, you know. So you want a little something in there. And since a lot of these are not really, yeah, that looks good. Maybe a little bit in the lower corner to reflect the upper corner. I always like to do that. The reverse or the opposite kind of situation. Yeah. I don't know if the purple is going to stand out that well here. Here, I'm actually going to go up here and do a little bit in this corner as well. I just told you wrong, didn't I? Okay, there we go. That works for me. Very much so. Okay. Now, oh, and I got a little bit on the table. Where's my rat rag? I don't work clean. I just have this stuff everywhere. Okay. We might add a little bit more stenciling to the next one. I'll wait and see. Wipe that off. Okay. All right, the last one I want to stamp anything with is correspondence. And I'm liking the postcard up here that I might be able to get on the very top up here. So it looks like it's a postcard. And then I was wanting something to do with flying because he's flying, you know. Maybe the air letter. Yeah, let's try that. I wanted something with that one. Let's do air letter. And another big circle stamp. We'll choose that out of there too. Okay, so let's get to it. Let me see if I can squeeze this postal card. That's what it says. Up here at the very top. See if we can get that in there. I think it's got beautiful writing on this. Now, I have drooled over one of his stamp sets that has all these different postcard things on the top of it, or different versions of postcard or postal card. It's expensive. You know, his stuff is expensive. So I never have gotten around to doing that yet. I may save up for it one day. Just like that. I know it runs a little bit into his whiskers or whatever those things are, but I think we're good. All right, now we're going to go ahead and do the air letter down here, probably at the bottom. I like to do that to make your eye move around a little bit. Oh, yep, went on very good, very good. Okay, gonna pull that one off. Those are two I have to clean. And we're going to do this one that says received. So we're going to post that over here on the side. I like that there's circles. I like this circle. It needed more. This has circles on either end, and then this will have a circle. Maybe he's flying in circles. Okay, right like that. Add a little bit of a jaunty angle with a little sass. There we go. And I think it prints like that. It's just kind of like it's deteriorating. And that was on purpose, I think, the way they printed it. Yeah, okay. I'm liking it. All right, I think that might be all that we're going to do today. I don't really have anything else made to show you. I do have some of those other ones back here to show you. Let me go through the ones we got done with today. This is the one we just did. It's a postcard. I'm a little crooked up there, I can see, but oh well. And then I've got it where kind of like he's been flying. And then I like this one. Oh, I do need to maybe go with a little bit of a thingy here. And I'll just use whatever's left and do kind of a light version. Yeah, it's a real light version. I didn't want to do it too dark. Do a little bit right here. That needed a little darker. Okay. So, there we go. He's finished again. So, he's got his little stamping on there and all of the goodies, and he's got the back that needs to be covered with either a napkin or just another postcard. I could have just do a plain white postcard or tea-dye. Yeah, that's what I need to do, tea-dye. So my next batch of tea-dye, I'm going to tea-dye cards, and then I'm going to put those on the back with the lines showing. That'll strengthen it, plus it'll give me something pretty to look at back here. Now this is the one with butterflies, with the dragonfly, and the party crasher down here. His background, I think I was going to leave that. I don't know. I'm debating. Now this is my sticker I made. And then I stamped these butterflies down at the bottom. You've got a lot of stuff up there. I'll probably get in here and do some more stenciling on him too. Why not? While we're at it, let's do it. Maybe I'll stencil him sideways. Who says he's always got to go in that one direction? The only thing is when you wiggle this a certain way, you catch all those little critters. He's got so many jiggy-jaggies in here. All right. There we go. I got interest now. Interest in the background. Yep. Now, it may need a word. I mean, you might want to get in here and add a word to something like this. Especially down here at the bottom. You got a nice empty spot on this one especially. And that one also needs something done to the back. Badly. So those were done. And then here's the ones that I've got drying off to the side over here. These are 3 more. And that's not too bad. It barely has any mica on it. So these might be wonderful to do some stamping on. So I just got to figure out what I want to stamp on them. I made them specifically for something that's purple and green and that kind of thing. So I'll have to find something else unless I want to keep doing dragonflies. They almost got some interesting shapes in the background, almost like a cloud. And then this one's a little bit on the darker side. And I really didn't have that much mica in there. I probably rinsed it all off. Now I have bigger ones. I feel like they're not even dry yet. So here's the bigger ones. Yeah, this one's still wet, but it sucked in all of the color, and it didn't do like the smaller ones did. It just didn't seem to act right. This as well, but I can use them. I'm going to stick them in something to, you know, flatten them out. This one has a little bit of the mica on it, so it needs some, probably just laying around here to let it dry, and then I'll put it in a book. That one's got a lot of mica, but I've got a nice spot right here to print something. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed what you got to see today. This is a shorter video than usual. I did go to Hobby Lobby today, so maybe I'll show you. I didn't get much. I got this, which is Remnants Layers, and I like the typewriter because I got a typewriter book coming up. I like the palmistry. I don't know why. There's the butterflies. Rubber stamps. I got that school journal I'm going to do. So there's a school book thing, which also here's some, you know, letters. And I saw there a few other things. So I'm always doing that. I'll look and see how much use I can get out of it. Now these were like $1.29. This is my bone folder I use. Yeah, this one's had some rough treatment. So I got these as backup. And the last thing I got, oh no, I got a few more other things. Distress White Heavy Sock. Now I got some Distress or multimedia paper over there, but I want to see how this acts instead. Now I got these are on sale. Here's a little sewing, like a little dangle or something, that if I do another sewing journal, I can put that in there. This one was more keys, but they were larger than what I've got, and they're all pretty gold. They're only $1.24. That was only $74. And then I got this $1.49. In case I do another fairy journal. It's got a little key that dangles off there with a diamond in it, and there's the lock. So I guess they come open. No, I don't know if they come open or not. They just look like they do. So that's what I got today. Not really, hardly anything was on sale, except these guys. And that was it. And these are cheap. But anyhow, that's all I got. That's all I can share with you. So, yep, come back again. Maybe I'll have some more goodies done. I'm building up videos for my trip that's coming up. So, thank you for all my support and likes and shares and comments from all of you, my subscribers and viewers. And everybody have a great, great day. Bye-bye.